Hey loves, welcome back to another tutorial. It's your girl Blessing. So in this tutorial, I'll be teaching you how to make a bubble with a front ruffle or a front drape or a front curl, however you want to place it. Also, this is the fabric we'll be using. It's a thick silk adire fabric. Okay, I already cut the pattern of this bubu we are going to be sewing, but I'm going to be showing you how I achieve this with a little piece of fabric. Okay, so this fabric is folded into two and folded into another two, leaving about 1 inch at the front. That's the center front. That part that is open is going to serve as the center front. Okay, so I came down by 1 inch for the back. Okay, the upper part is going to be the back, while the lower part is going to be the front. The part that has 1 inch allowance at the front is going to be for the front. Okay, so I came down by 7 inches for the front depth, that's the neck depth, and I drafted a V neckline like so. Then I measured out my shoulder measurement and came down by 1, and I did the shoulder slant like this. Okay, you can see what we have there. So after that, the next thing we are going to do now is to measure out the front. Okay, the front is a bit stylish. Okay, so before that, I went in by 15 inches. Note, this is just an illustration, but on the main fabric, I measured 15 inches at the hem of the dress. Then I make a straight line to the shoulder slope like so. Then this style or this curve I'm shaping out is for the front. Okay, I'm going to be doing that for the front, not for the back piece. Okay, so I'll go ahead and open up like so. Okay, so this was the exact thing I did on the main fabric. So that mark is for how deep you want the front to be. Okay, the front is a bit open, so I made the slit or the cuff to stop at the knee area. All right, then from the shoulder slope, you are going to measure your round armhole. Okay, your round arm like this. You measure your round arm, whatsoever you have, you divide it by 2 and add 1 inch for his. Okay, so you're going to be marking your arm opening like so. You can curve it out and you can leave it straight, whichever you want. So the next thing is for us to cut out what we have just drafted. Okay, so I cut out the neckline for the back, which is an high neck. I went ahead to cut out the shoulder slope. Okay, then I notch where the arm opening is going to be. Then I went ahead to cut out the neckline for the front. Okay, you can see what we have. Then also the curve for the center front. You can see what we have. So this was the exact thing I did on the main fabric. So this is the back, and this is what we have for the front. You can see what we have. So the next thing we are going to do now is to join the front piece together. Then from there we'll continue with our sewing for the other part of the bubu. Okay, so this is it on the main dress, the neckline and everything. So the next thing we're going to do now is to cut facing for both the front and the back neckline. Note guys, the total yardage for this bubu is 2.5 yards. Okay, is 2.5 yards. So go ahead and cut the facing. After cutting the facing, I'm gonna ahead to sew the round neckline and also serge the hem of the facing, and also use our hemming gum to hold it down. So this is the front piece as well. So the next thing we are going to do now is for us to place the center front like so. This is where the alteration is, and this is where the style for the bubu is. So you come down from the shoulder to your waistline, which for this is 17 inches. Okay, from the shoulder to the waistline is 17 inches. So you have another piece of fabric which you fold into two and another two to make it four. Okay, so this is just a square shape fabric. You can make it at least 8 inches of both sides. Everything can be 8 inches. So you place this at the center front like so, just on the line that you have drawn, that you have sewn at that center front. Then you make a mark of 2.5 to 3 inches, depending on how wide you want the circle to be, because we're about to draw a cycle. So you mark it and join the points together like this. You can see what we have. So, and ensure you hold the piece of fabric down with the main fabric so that it doesn't shift. Okay, so after drawing out this round shape, we'll go ahead and cut it out just as you are seeing it. All right, so this is what we have. Our circle is ready. So we are going to open this up. All right, we're going to be opening it up, and we'll continue with our sewing. Okay, so you're going to open it up and place the piece on the main fabric with the right side facing each other. Okay, you can see the way I've just placed it on it. So we are going to go ahead to sew the piece together with the main fabric. Okay, always try to use your needles. They're so helpful. It helps you to make your dress or what you are doing to stay in place. Okay, so after I was done pinning, we are going to be sewing down with 1/2 inch. Okay, so this is what we have after sewing with 1/2 inch. I went ahead to give it some notch all around so that we can easily turn it. So we are going to be turning everything now to the wrong side of the fabric. Okay, you can see what we have on the wrong side of the fabric. So just go ahead now and give it a nice press. Okay, you're going to be pressing it down. After that, you're going to be cutting the edges of that piece to give us a full round shape. You can see how beautiful it's looking already. So now we're going to be sewing this down again all around. It's about 1/2 inch again, leaving about 1 inch open. Okay, after sewing round, you give it a stop at that point. Start from that point. Okay, and this is a rope that has already been sewn. Okay, we are going to be sewing it round. Then after sewing from that point, we are going to be passing the rope around that hole. All right, this is what we are going to do. Okay, so after sewing, we have our opening already. So we are going to use our safety pin to pass the rope all through where we have just sewn. You can see what I have there, through the hole. Then after passing the rope, you bring it out from that same hole. Then you bring the two ropes together and secure it by sewing it down. After securing it, then we are going to complete our sewing together. Okay, so after that, this is what we have, guys. Wow, our bubu is almost ready. So the next thing we're going to do is to cover up that hole we have over there. Okay, so this is another piece of fabric which we are going to be using to cover it up. Okay, so I went ahead to cut the fabric into a round shape, and I'll be placing it on the wrong side of the fabric. You can see what we have. Okay, so I'll be placing it on the wrong side of the fabric. Okay, so I'll pin it down with the first piece of fabric we have over there. So I'll pin it all around before I take it over to the sewing machine to sew. Okay, so guys, if you have watched to this extent and you have not subscribed, I don't know, what are you waiting for? Kind of subscribe. Okay, so we're going to be sewing it round, round, and round, just once though. So after sewing it round, this is what we have. Voila, this is looking beautiful. So this I'm going to trim to have equal piece around, and I'm going to serge. I'm going to weave. Okay, for those who don't know what serging means, I'm going to weave it around because the fabric is actually fraying. So the next thing we are going to do now is to place the back piece of the bubu, okay, on the front piece with the right side facing each other. Then we'll go ahead and sew the shoulder, stopping at where we have our hem opening. Okay, then from there we'll sew the side down to the hem. Then when we get to the hem, we are also going to turn the hem of the bubu. After that, we'll come back to the armhole and sew it round, or we use a bias tape to turn it, whichever way is convenient for you. Okay, so this is it, guys. This is what we have after doing everything I have said. The shoulder, that is the armhole that has been torn already. Then this is the side of it. We have turned the side, we have joined the side rather. Then we have turned the hem of the bubu. You can see what we have for the hem. You can see what we have for the hem. Okay, so this is it, guys. I will set everything. I'm going to weave everything to give it a neat inseam finishing. So this is it on the mannequin. Voila, you can see how beautiful this bubu is looking already. So guys, if you're here to subscribe, please do subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that each time I post a new video, you'll be the first to be notified. And if you're returning subscribers, thank you for always coming back. I love you. See you in my next video. Bye.